Happy New Year, people of the earth! Now, you saw me sitting down with it, whatever. I've been up for 45 minutes, so forgive me for the way I sound or look or whatever. Actually, not the way I look. I don't care how I look. But fuck. It's time for the New Year vlog. And I'm not doing it immediately following whatever I'm doing after New Year's happens, because that's what I usually do. I just thought I would take that time to just chill, so then I can talk more appropriately the next day. Even though, yeah, I was, shall we say, partying last night as much as I could. Partying like I was Boris Johnson last year during all the lockdowns. Oh boy. Our government, ladies and gentlemen. So I am all out of sorts, but don't worry, I will get every point across because it's all here in the notepad of knowledge. The way I'm going to format this video is the following. We're going to talk about the bad first, get that out of the way, because I have good to talk about instead. That's a change from last year. But I have good and some solid advice for the bad stuff anyway. I will leave all the times for things that I'm going to talk about. I don't know. I might leave times or I might not. They can be over here. Also, I'm sure you've seen the new the decor. That's because I've got the armchair that I use for Chaniaki downstairs rather than upstairs, because yeah, I kind of needed it down here. I may move it back up and I may not. This might be the new Chaniaki location. And speaking of that, I can already bring good news of that. It's like I am in the final stages of getting the top 10 Simpsons episodes done, because dang, that's turned out to be a slog, because hey, I'm trying to pick 10 episodes that I think stand out among the rest and I'm choosing all the episodes out of the first 10 seasons, and I've been watching all the episodes from the first 10 seasons and writing down interesting little notes and like, this is good and that's bad and I hate this and this is worthy of, the writing is worthy of being in a top 10, and also my own personal preferences have come into play as well. So all of that's been jumbling around since, when did I start making this? Probably in April. So yeah, and then the list has changed ridiculously. Like some episodes have changed slots in the top 10 and some episodes have. So this is gonna be when I make it, which is coming soon, I hope, sooner rather than later, but it is coming for sure now, because I'm there. I feel like I'm there. I'm at the precipice. I'm reaching out and just about reaching and touching the Holy Grail, you know. So you can definitely bet that this is my definitive top 10, because I've been thoroughly working it out. And if your favorite isn't on there, then there's nothing I can do about that, and you know, so yeah, it's my top 10, not yours. Anyway, we're not talking about that now, but yeah, that's gonna be fun, and it may be recorded right here, but we'll see. So the bad, and by bad, right, let's get COVID out of the way, the lovely C word. So at the beginning of the year, things were still looking a little bit bad, I believe, and then they started doing vaccine rollouts, and I got my double jab and whatever, and everything is fine, and Microsoft are not hunting me down or anything like that, or some stupid fucking rumor like that. I'm perfectly fine. I don't look fine, but I am. This is how I always look. This is me. So yeah, no fear of that. But I've discovered a new enemy. A new enemy in the face of COVID. And no, it's not the Omicron variant. No. Although that is bad. Although when it comes to the Omicron, I have been obviously doing research because I hope for the future badly. I want to get back out there again. You see all that lovely weather out there? It's not lovely, but I want to be back out into it either way. Hey, I'm English. We can put up with that weather out there. So, yeah. And I did go to the cinema this year. Amazing, I know, right? Fucking, but it wasn't like wanting me to go and see something. It was work related. Yeah, work related. I get to go to the cinema, isn't it great? And nobody in there was wearing a mask or anything, but that didn't really bother me because I didn't go in wearing one either, and we were all kind of like spaced out. So, you know, it wasn't that bad. And I may go back again, even though I think mask wearing has come back in this country, but if anyone's following that, I'll be damned. That's very bad, by the way. Everyone needs to be following the rules, but I've got a list of what I'm supposed to be talking about in order here, and I'm not talking about it in order, but it's just coming out, you know. It's all over the place, but at least I'm getting it out. Yeah, the new enemy is not Omicron. Yeah, so, let's backtrack to that. So Omicron, I found out, is more contagious, but there's less deaths from it. I don't want to say you're not going to die indefinitely. That's just a bad thing. But I got that from a reliable source. They're called scientists. They know what the fuck they're doing. And they're not going to post anything that's bullshit. Unlike other people. So, yeah, but you'll still probably get hospitalized if you have problems with breathing or whatever. But you probably already know this, but I'm just clarifying for those that don't know. But my thoughts on that are like, we still need to follow a few measures, if not more measures than we're currently doing in this current here and now. Because that's the one thing that the virus can do, is it can mutate. And my camera decided to cut me out, bitch, because I haven't got a timer, so I'm just basing it off of when it stops flashing at me. But yeah, I was saying, so Omicron can spread more, but it can kill less. But the more it spreads, I feel, the more bad it's going to do, because it's going to overcrowd hospitals again. And that's the last thing we want. So I think people should be following more measures. But that's a minor concern, believe it or not. I put it at the top of the list so that I deal with it first, because I've got a bigger problem. There is a bigger enemy than Omicron. And they're called anti-vaxxers. Yeah. Because of the stupid rumors. Because I am really hating social media. Like, it's becoming like the worst thing ever over the last 2 years of this pandemic. It really has. Because people are just spewing bullshit. They really are. There's no proof to back up their evidence. They've been interviewed on television, and it's just like, you've got nothing, mate. Go away. It's just absolutely false bullshit. And I hate that. You know, they're putting microchips in you so they can do whatever, and it's like, no, they're fucking not. Fucking, well, you think I've been microchipped, and now I'm just saying, oh, I haven't been microchipped. Beep, beep, boop, boop. Anyway, I'm not gonna start any fights. Fucking, I understand that some people out there are like, have a fear of needles, and I'm perfectly fine with that explanation and that reason. If you've got a valid explanation and reason for not getting vaccinated, fair play. But if you're going to spew bullshit like microchips and tracking devices and blah-de this and blah-de that and come up with absolute crap that sounds like paranoia is running wild in your brain, then go out there and get a life. Because, god dang it. Also, you're not helping. Anti-vaxxers don't help. Because, like I said, they can spread the infection of the virus, and then the virus will learn to adapt to people who have been vaccinated, and then they will be suffering because of you. And maybe you will be suffering because of you as well. Because I knew someone, I think at the start of this year, I knew someone that knew someone. He was due to get his shots, and he didn't accept the call or whatever, or he turned it down. He dies 2 weeks later. Could have avoided that. And also the vaccinations, they're giving out boosters now and stuff, which is great. I haven't got mine yet. Yeah, kill me. Because I've been way too busy, and I've just been like, I cannot risk getting any side effects, because I did get side effects last time, and I don't want to get any that make me feel like absolute poop. And I've been too busy over the last month to do any of that. I plan to get it soon though. I'm probably going to go down maybe on Monday to see if I can get a shot. I'm going to go down to my GP and say so yeah, I'm going to be getting one soon. I'll probably report it on a live stream or whenever I do get the booster shot. I've got a flu jab. I got that through work. Yeah, the booster shot I need to get separately. But hey, I'm still a bit immune to it. They're also saying Omicron is less contagious if you've already, like I said, had a booster shot, been double vaccinated, and you've already had it. And I don't know if I've already had it or not, because like I said, I think from the outset, I think I had a mild case of it. Because my throat was feeling like really cloggy up. I wasn't having any of the other symptoms, but my throat has never felt like that before. And that was at the beginning of the outbreak last year in 2020. So I think I might have had a kind of case of it. But yeah, I'm still here, if you couldn't tell, so we're fine. But yeah, it was a scary time for that, because I was thinking that I was gonna, you know, not wake up the next night, because it was going really hard to breathe. Yeah, anti-vaxxers just aren't helping, and also anti-maskers as well. I might as well point out as well. Anti-maskers, fucking, there's a video that I saw. I think it's become viral and infamous in this country now. It's a bunch of people in like, I don't know what underground system they're traveling in, but they're on like an underground train, and suddenly they start all singing, wearing a mask is like keeping a fart in your trousers. And I'm like, right, point one, trousers were not invented to keep farts in. Point two, what? And point three is masks do help stop the spread. That's why everyone's been wearing them, because a fart particle is a lot more kind of like bursting out of your ass. Let's make this humorous, shall we? If you want to be a ridiculous idiot. Fucking, this is proof that I'm still a 6-year-old at heart, because why do I find that noise funny? It's just funny to me. Yay, funny. I like it when things are funny. Helps me stay sane. But let's have a look at Japan, shall we? I can have a look at, because obviously I've been learning how to speak Japanese. I haven't got anywhere close to being perfect yet, so don't ask. But I want to learn. That's one of my New Year's resolutions actually this year is I want to get good at the Japanese like fluently instead of just knowing little tiny sentences that are going to be of no use to me when I get there, if I get there at this rate. But over in Japan, they used to be wearing masks way before the pandemic started, and there was actually two reasons why they did, and one of them is rather cute. One of the reasons they wear a mask is because of their illness. They have an illness, so they don't want to spread it, so they put on a mask and they don't spread it. Because, you know, anything that's in their mouth contagiously is not going to be able to get past. That's what masks were designed for, not trousers. Otherwise I'm going to put a pair of trousers on my head and say, hey, I'm completely free of being infected. Yeah, and also the other reason that Japanese wear masks sometimes is because if they're not feeling too happy, so they can't look like they're happy, so they just cover their face up with a mask, which I find is really adorable actually, because they want a happy working atmosphere or whatever. So you can never tell if someone's ill, but if you know that they're ill, then you know that you're going to be safe. And lo and behold, the death rate and whatever and the infection rate in Japan is down, like it's one of the lowest in the world. Go figure. That's because they've been following procedures and regulations and all of this other stuff and getting it in the arm. Not because it's not going to go away if you wish it away. Ugh. So that's my rant about them over. But yeah, anti-vaxxers are not helping. Like I said, if you've got a legitimate reason that isn't some crazy made up bullshit about paranoia, that's fair play, fair enough. I believe they are trying to formulate like a pill form that you can take, but obviously it's a harder procedure instead of just getting it straight in there into your system rather than having it to go to your stomach and then it spreads out into your system instead. Yeah, I don't know all the sciencey stuff, okay? That's why I look to the scientists to go, what's going on, guys? And then I will spew the truth afterwards, because I ain't saying nothing until I know. Helps for working in a radio station as well, you know, you get in the loop of knowing things. How's the time on there? Fuck. So, yeah, that's that rant over. The next thing I have on here is the government. Oh yeah. Now, like I said, I don't think every government is being perfect about this, but our government here in the UK, I think everyone is starting to see who they really are, and that's people who don't care. Because last year it was uncovered, it was leaked or whatever you want to call it, that during some of the lockdowns here in this country, the Conservative Party specifically were having parties. And also, don't believe that bullshit when they're saying we were following proceedings and rules and regulations, because the first rule of a lockdown is no more than 3 people in the same house from different households. No more than 3 people in a gathering were allowed indoors. So you already broke the first rule by having a party indoors. And there's literally pictures of them all huddled together, you know, for someone to take a picture of them. And you are not following anything. And they're calling it, you know, like what was it, a business meeting or something? A business meeting, yeah. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, I didn't see a single notepad or computer screen or whatever going on there that you would use for a business meeting. I just saw people with food and having a good time, while everyone else was busy, you know, having to see each other through fucking screens and windows and having terrible times and not being able to say goodbye to loved ones in funerals. They had to watch that on a screen or not go at all. and you had the balls to just throw parties when we were having lockdowns. Which is probably why, at the moment, that the rules in this country are a little bit more lenient than what they should be, because if Boris announced that, you know, oh, there's another lockdown now over Christmas, or we're putting more regulations and restrictions again over Christmas, no one would either fucking listen to him because of the bullshit he pulled last year, because they've demonstrated that it's one rule for them and another for us. And also, if he did put them in place, no one would follow them anyway, I don't think, so... Because if you can do it, why can't we? You're supposed to be leading, a leader for the country, and you're not doing it. Also on that front, in case the... Right, so our party system, in terms of government here, for those that don't know, is... Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister, okay? So he's in charge of the Conservative Party, who are in current control. So they have a group of people for each region of the country to look after it and maintain it and whatever, and get funding and spending on certain things. Boris is the forefront, and he makes all the decisions that get voted for in Parliament, okay? So even if... So what they could do is, actually, if they don't find Boris fit for a purpose, if they don't think he's going to win them the next election, they can get rid of him, essentially, because they've done it before. They've done it with formerly Theresa May and with David Cameron, which was the two leaders, you know, prior to him, and we're still in a Conservative government. But just because they get rid of him does not mean the problems are instantly going to go away. I like to point that out, because the Conservative Party is still the Conservative Party. Boris is just the face of the Conservative Party right now. But they're all fucking silver spoon privileged nut jobs who don't care about anything but themselves, and the evidence at this point is stacking up, and it speaks for itself. So, and I think, like I said, people are starting to see through the bullshit, because I don't want to start talking about Brexit, but those problems are starting to shine through now that we've been officially in a year in Brexit. Or is it 2 years now? I don't know how long it's been, but it's been long enough to detect, hold on a minute, Brexit is not what they praised it to be. And now people are starting to want to revert, and that's going to be hard, and rejoin the EU. I've already ranted about that, I think, last year, so I don't need to rant about it here. It's not a major concern. It's like people have made their bed, and now they got to not only sleep in it, but roll around in the shit that they've made. Yeah, I'm being graphic as that. Sorry. But that's the way it is, and I'm just hoping that at some point we can rejoin the EU and prosper from it, because why not at the moment? Because we're not a member. It's like, why aren't we getting any of the benefits from the EU still? It's because you're not a member. Duh! I don't know. Dumb. So, yeah, that's the least of my worries at the moment, because I think that's fixing itself, in terms of, like, people wanting to go back and rejoin and whatever. One of the places that the Conservative Party have been holding strong in this country are actually got turned over to the Liberal Democrats recently. So, and they've held that seat now. I forget where it was, but yeah, it was a strong Conservative seat that they were going to hold on to, and they've lost it this year. So that may be a sign of things to come. I don't know, but let's hope so. I've never been a certain leaning of either which way, because I like to say that I'm not really camp anyone. I'm not a Labour supporter, I'm not a Lib Dem supporter, I'm not a Greens Party supporter. I should be, because that's a really good colour. But I will vote for who seems the most reasonable and capable And at the moment, I don't know which way I'm going towards, but I will never be going to the Conservative Party because I know what they're like. They've been given the nickname the Nasty Party for a reason. And they will continue to do so, despite the fact even if Boris leaves or resigns or whatever and is acquitted, the Conservative Party are going to stay there a Conservative. Someone else is just going to take over his position and they'll just continue doing what they're doing. So anyone in this country that's eligible to vote, don't fall for their lies anymore. There's enough proof out there. I don't need to say it. Go and look it up. To realise that the Conservative Party are too out of date for this country and for the modern age, and just don't care about you or the working class or anyone other than themselves. There's enough proof. Right, the last bit of bad stuff is coming up, and this is why I'm probably recording this now instead of a bit late, instead of last night, because I knew I was probably going to get a bit emotional. But this, obviously the last 2 years, for those of you that don't know, I had a bit of a cry about this last night actually. Those of you that don't know, my brother passed away back in 2014, and obviously still been missing him. Never going to stop missing him, but it usually comes out to amplify when, you know, everyone's having a good time and we're celebrating another new year, and it's just like another year without him and stuff like that. I'm haven't been showing that as of late on the channel, and that's probably a good thing, but I don't know. But I've been I still mourn him, for those that want to know. And when I played Sonic Adventure about a couple of weeks ago now, I again just thought about him, and that doesn't mean that I didn't want to play it, don't get me wrong. I fucking love Sonic Adventure, but yeah, maybe remember him again, and yeah, and I would be wondering, as grim as it sounds, if he would be able to survive the pandemic or not, because he had a lot of horrible, not very good conditions with himself, which is one of the reasons he did pass away when he did. But yeah, I just, it makes me appreciate what I have. So as a word of advice out there, what's the camera doing? So yeah, a little bit of advice is just hold on to what you have dear now. Like, literally appreciate what you have today, because it may not be there tomorrow. And I don't want to make my life sound bad, because it's not, but I hold on to all the little good moments that I get every year, and I hold on to them, and I make the most of them. And I think everyone should be living like that. Just live your life to the best you can live it. Stop and don't. You can dwell on the bad bits, because sometimes you need time to do that. You just need time to do that. You need to mourn, and you need to remember, and you need to reminisce, and just worry about certain things. Don't be all happy-go-lucky all the time, but really appreciate the stuff that you have, and the family that you have, and just everything that you have. Right, Toad? Yeah. Fucking. So yeah, that's my word of advice, because I've been, every year it just gets amplified on the fact that he's still not with me, and I miss every second. But I lived the life that I was hoping he was going to live, just for him. So yeah, okay, we're good. So that's that out of the way. Now we can talk about the good, because I've been ranting for long enough, and I'm worried about this video going really overshooting. Not that I'm worried about overshooting on anything, because I can make this as long as I want, but I want to keep you guys' attention. But like I said, I'd probably put the times for everything that I talk about anyway. But now we move on to the goods. Da, 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 da. I'm going to have a drink just to celebrate. Alright, so first off, I've been an asshole. Fucking speaking of Sonic Adventure, when I did play it, there was half of me that really liked that video, and there was the other half of me who was going, what am I doing? I'm just insulting everyone now because because I'm looking forward to the next Sonic movie that's coming out this year, and I will be going to see it despite all odds. Hopefully I'll be able to see it despite all odds. I was just bragging because they announced the Mario movie over the last year, and the voice cast, fucking Chris Pratt isn't even gonna do a fucking Italian accent because, you know, that's racist or whatever, or not PC or something. But you got fucking Mario's voice actor going, Yahoo, Mamma Mia. So what the fuck? So that's going to be a train wreck, we already knew, but hey, I'm probably not going to go and see it. Here's me being an asshole again. It's like, I'm going to enjoy the Sonic movie, and all the Nintendo fans are going to hate the Mario movie, and it doesn't look like, unlike the Sonic movie, that they're going to fix it either. Oh god. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. I predict, I mean, who knows, it may turn into be an absolute secret, actually really good movie and a good blast, but I just can't picture. Every time now I hear Chris Pratt, it's just like, that's Mario. It's like, no, that is not Mario. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Sonic movie, and yes, I have decided to watch the trailer. I hate it because it's like, I'm really excited about the series now. It can like go, and they've really started like an origin story of their own, and now they're just continuing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next movie and so on and so forth. What did I say? I had this crazy thought that, you know, like, so there's going to be spoilers for those that haven't seen the trailer, but whatever. Fucking, you've seen the trailer. Let's just face it, you've seen the trailer. So they introduced Sonic in the first movie and Robotnik, and then at the end of the movie they showed Tails. So now what they've done in this movie is, we know Tails is in it, but then they've introduced Knuckles into this movie, and I think that's how things are going to go. So at the end of the second movie, they're going to show another new character to the franchise, and then in the third Sonic movie, if they do go there, they're going to go there. Trust me, I've got a feeling they're going to go there. They're going to announce another new character in the trailer, and then at the end of that movie introduce another character, and so on and so forth. Who knows? If they stick to that format, that would actually be really good. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. Is it out in April or March? I can't remember, but it's around that time, so not actually that far away. Speaking of March, I have been accumulating video games for the PlayStation, the original one, PS1, over the last year. As much as I could have. I've found some in shops, and I've had to go to the dreaded world of the internet to get some others which I want to include. There's going to be, I've worked it out, 10 games in total over the next, in March, for me to play for your guys' entertainment and nostalgia. They're all going to be 2 parts long because, hey, the PlayStation games, they're going to be a little bit longer than your typical like games that I've been playing before, even though some of those were actually really long and needed 2 parts, and sometimes I did come back to play them anyway. So, but yeah, so that's the way I'm going to be formatting March, the March of the PlayStation. I'm still calling it, I'm still dubbing it that. So we're going to be looking forward to that. So I don't have all the games yet, but I've only got a few left to pick up. One of the games that I was considering, I may not get because I looked at the price on the internet and it's like around £200, which is a lot of money for a video game made in the 90s. But hey, I might buy it because I want it. But you'll find out which game that is when I come around to the months of the one that was in extortionate price, but probably in my mind actually worth it. So there's that to look forward to. I would like to say that the ASF will be completely back on track. How's camera? We're fine. It's been really tough because trying to do an episode with a lot of talking has actually been a hindrance rather than a help, because it's just organizing all the voice files for putting editing into the show so that they're in the right order and they sound good and whatever is harder than making a match, apparently. So I'd rather be just matchmaking. So after this Smashdown, after much needed talking has been done, I'm hoping to upload it within the next week. My absolute final deadline is Wednesday to upload that. So yeah, expect that, because I'm in the final stages of getting it done and it's all sorted and everything's great. And then all the shows after that are going to have a lot less talking and a lot more fighting again. So yeah, a lot more match based focused stuff and some exciting other things that are going to be happening over the course of the show's duration. Until and some people still think I'm on season, or I've started season 2, but we're still on season 1. That's how long it's been taking. But yeah, season 2 will start when I say that it starts. I haven't said anything about a season 2 starting, not yet, because I plan to do more work on that before I start making it at all. But you've got plenty of ASF still to go. So yeah, hopefully it will be back on track and it'll be a lot easier to make again, because for some reason the fucking also on the front of like COVID again, Eggman actually got COVID at the start of December, and I was hoping for us to like do stuff, but obviously he couldn't come over to do anything. So that was a drawback, and then I stopped making it, and there was a real demotivation because obviously I don't want to chance it that it's going to do something bad, and then I've got the show all finished, and yeah, so that was a bummer time. But anyway, good news, because he's still alive. Oh God, tasteful, Ackie, tasteful. What else was I going to talk about? I have got it written down here, but I've been very basic about it. Everything in terms of Let's Plays. How's the time? Oh my God, you lovely, lovely camera, you, I love you. Everything in terms of Let's Plays is, what was I going to say? Is not going to resume immediately, because I'll be honest with you, I've been so busy I haven't actually recorded anything to do with Mario Maker, because I was supposed to be releasing part 50 tomorrow, but the odds of me doing that now are absolutely zilch, so I'm going to push it back a week. So you're probably not going to see anything yet. I'm going to focus on getting the ASF episode out, and then I don't have to worry about it. In terms of like in the way I'm producing it right now, because there's going to be like I said, a whole lot of emphasis on the matches. So Mario Maker is going to be out next weekend. I will still be live streaming on Thursday and Friday, normal time as always. Not that I usually advertise when I'm streaming on Thursday, but I will be streaming on Thursday, and then Friday will be normal, back to normal of 7:30 in the UK, 8:30 in Germany, and then 2:30 US Eastern Time, and we're back in the crack of it. Back in the crack. Yeah. Well, whatever floats your boat. So yeah, just give me some time. I need to breathe because, as I said, the last month has been like. They say Christmas is the happiest time of the year. I'm like, well, fuck off. It's the most stressful time of the year. It's the most stressful time of the year. Um, and it has been for me this year. Fuck, because everything's restarted again. Last year it was easy. In 2020, fucking this time around, everything wanted to kick off again, and it was like, I'm not prepared. So yeah, so give me some time to recoup because I'm still working. I was working last week. Yeah, good times. But it was only one of my littler jobs, not one of my major jobs. But it was still taking time away because I had to travel there and I had to travel back, etc., etc. Yeah. But major work is returning this week, so I want to just recoup because I need it. But I will be recording the Mario Maker over the next week, and I'm honestly looking forward to it because I know exactly what I'm doing now. I've been able to work that out at least. So yeah, so ASF is to be uploaded indefinitely between now and Wednesday, if not on Wednesday. That would probably be the best time for me to do an upload of any kind of it. So I'll be premiering that hopefully on Wednesday, indefinitering, because that's all I'm focused on now, right now, as well as recouping. And then live streaming on Thursday and Friday, and you'll get Mario Maker, and we'll be back to normal over that week. So that'll be all good. And then I thought I'd leave off the minor note is one of my other New Year's resolutions is not only learning the art of Japanese talking and getting fluent with it, getting really fluent with it, like being able to talk it so that I can read all that shit on Mario Maker that I won't be playing for the next year. So that would be a fat lot of good. But the other thing I wanted to focus on is I have not had time to I want to start. I've been working on my book, and I will constantly work on my book whenever I can get the chance. Because yeah, it's actually not done yet. Oh well, but I plan to get it done at some point. But that's not a New Year's resolution because I think that was the last year's New Year's resolution, and I have been working on it, like I said, but it's not been my focal point. But I want to. I'm getting like writer's block, as you do from writing a book. So I'm gonna start writing just little stories, and I may even post some of them to you so you can have a listen. I might just, have a Chatty Yaki episode where I'm just reading a story that I've written personally. Who knows? And you can see what it's like, and then you'll know what the book is going to be like. But the other thing I want to do in terms of skills with my hands and stuff is I want to start drawing. I want to start getting good at drawing again because I was going through some old stuff actually last week, and I encountered this beautiful work of art. Look at that. Can you see it? Yeah. I drew that with a pencil. That's pencil art. That's a pencil sketch. Obviously it's been copied from a book, but it's a Lamborghini. Why not? And I drew that back in 2017. And I just want to get back into the groove of maybe drawing stuff again. Because you have to admit, this is really good. That is really good. Look at that. And not just drawing stuff like this, but I want to try and get good at drawing people as well, or characters, or whatever. Because that would be really good for my book as well. If I can do that for myself, and I don't have to pay anyone anything. Because I want pictures in the book, not maybe full of pictures. It's going to be a novel, but I plan for all the chapter pages to have what chapter it is, and then have a picture underneath it or whatever or something. I don't know. It's all in the process of we could do this or we could do that. But yeah, so that's my New Year's resolutions. Get good at, so if I'm not speaking fluent Japanese by the end of next year, uh, and I say a full blown sentence to you in Japanese on that year's New Year vlog, um, then I've done bad. But I already know a lot of stuff. But it's like being able to speak it fluently non-stop without getting myself confused and mixed up. So I'm going to be focusing on that. I'm going to be focusing on writing. I'm going to be focusing on drawing. I'm still going to be doing everything for the channel plus more. So yeah, look forward to the future. Anyway, now I'm going to stop ranting. I believe I've been going on for about 45 minutes now. It feels like I've been going on for longer. But hey, that's me. That's Chatty Ackie, isn't it, Toad? Yeah! Yeah, and who knows, I may be doing the Chatty Ackie from this chair. But again, I'm just ranting and repeating stuff. So I'm going to wish you all a happy new year. Make the most of this one. Things are going back to normal. Cross fingers. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but definitely be careful this year. But look after yourself and your loved ones. I hope you're all the best. And with that being said, I will leave you on this note, and it's a wrestling note. AEW need to make Orange Cassidy a guest referee. 1, 2, 3. Just a quick thought. But with that being said, I'm going to thank everyone for watching. And a happy new year. And I hope you have many good memories for this one rather than last year or this last year. We need to return back to the wild. And yeah, just look after yourselves and have a good one. So goodbye on that front. Adios. Signing out and having a nice drink. Farewell for now.